Hello, I'm your guardian angel here in Korea, and I'm here to help you with everything you need to know about Korea. Whenever I travel abroad, the first thing I look for is how to get to my accommodation, my hotel, from the airport, right? I have to check in first. I cannot carry all the luggage with me. I think it's probably the same for everyone. Most of you will stay in Seoul, the capital city, when you first come to Korea. So you have to look for information about how you can get to Seoul from the airport, right? A lot of YouTube videos have been made about that too. So I thought, why not? I can do that too, and I can add some local tips as I'm a Korean living in Seoul, so I can give you some local tips. So you want to know which is the best way for you to go to Seoul from the airport? After watching my video, you can decide which is best for you. So without further ado, let's begin. How you can get to Seoul from the Incheon International Airport.
레디
Basic information. Before I talk about how you can get to Seoul, I want to give you some brief introduction. The airport is not in Seoul. Yes, it's called Incheon International Airport. That is, it's in Incheon. Incheon is a city name. It's not a person's name. Yes, it's a city name and it's in Incheon and it's kind of far away from Seoul. The distance between the center of Seoul and the Incheon International Airport is about 60 kilometers, which is about 37 miles. Oh, that's quite a distance, right? And usually it takes about 1 hour to 1.5 hours if you drive to Seoul from Incheon International Airport. But Seoul is such a big city, so depending on where you're going, it could take longer or it could be shorter than 1 hour. So anyway, Incheon is not that close to Seoul. It's quite far from the center of Seoul. So you have to allow some time to travel between the airport and the city. And there are two terminals, Terminal 1 and 2. So let's say you have arrived at the Incheon International Airport and there are three main ways to go to Seoul. Airport train, an airport bus, and of course taxi. And of course, other than the three, there is a private transfer, but I'm not going into details about private transfer, so I hope you understand because it's kind of cautious for me to recommend a private company. You can look for information on private transfer online, and if you want to take that option, you can make a reservation beforehand, okay? So now time to get into details. I'll talk about three main ways to Seoul: airport train, airport bus, and taxi. So let's go over one by one. Number one, airport train, AREX, Airport Railroad Express. Yes, in Korea, we call airport train AREX, Airport Railroad Express. A lot of people, a lot of visitors love this option, airport train, and they think this is so good. It's fast, no delay, always on time, and then it's so convenient to take. It's such a convenient option. The airport train connects Incheon to Seoul, and there are two types of trains, express train and all-stop train. Oh, wait a minute. When you hear this term, all-stop train, you might think, oh no, it's going to be so slow. I'm not going to take the all-stop train ever. But think again. I'm going to go into details. Well, express train, yes, it's a non-stop train going to Seoul Station directly from Incheon International Airport. So there is no stop in between, and it's going to take about 43 minutes to Seoul Station from the airport if you take it from Terminal 1. And if you take it from Terminal 2, it's going to take a little bit longer, but not that dramatically long. It's going to take about 51 minutes. Oh, it's not bad, right? So what about the all-stop train? You might think, oh, the all-stop train might take forever. Its name is all-stop train, but it's not like that. It's going to make a few stops in Seoul and several other stops in the Seoul metropolitan area. So even though it's called an all-stop train, the time difference is not that big. To Seoul Station from the Incheon International Airport, Terminal 1, if you take it from Terminal 1, it's going to be just about 59 minutes. So it's just about 16-minute difference, right? And from Terminal 2, it's going to be about 66 minutes. Same thing, about 15 to 16-minute difference. Oh, it's not a big difference. So why would they call it an all-stop train? Well, yeah. Anyway, it is called all-stop train. So what do you think? 15-minute difference means a lot to you? Well, the ticket price for the express train is 13,000 won, which is about $9 if you get it on spot. So how much is it to take the all-stop train? It is 4,751 if you take it from Terminal 1. And if you take it from Terminal 2, 5,351. So, it's about $4. It's reasonable. But if you are traveling in a group, let's say you are a group of 4, you can save some money if you take the all-stop train. Only 15-minute difference. So, Guardian Angel, I'm confused. I mean, things look the same almost except for the time difference. Is there anything I should know? Yes, there is something different. And I think this is the biggest difference. When you take the express train, you can reserve a seat. And the seat arrangement is face forward seating. So it gives you more privacy. And on the other hand, the seating arrangement on the all-stop train is more like the subway setting with bench-style seats. So you do not make a reservation and you are not allowed to make a reservation for the seat. But do you think it's a big difference? I mean, personally, I think it's not a big difference, and you are taking the train from the airport and seats are empty there because the first stop is Terminal 2 and the second stop is Terminal 1. The seats are available most of the time, if not all the time. So think about it. The seating arrangement to me is not a big deal, but it's up to you. You can decide. And of course, enough luggage space on both trains, express train and all-stop train, so don't worry about it. And one more thing to know, if you miss an express train, you have to wait another 40 minutes or so because express trains do not run as often as the regular train. The all-stop train runs every 10 to 15 minutes and it runs later than the express train. The last train of the day at the airport is about 10 something for express train, and for regular train, the all-stop train, it runs until 11:40 or something. So yes, if you are coming to Korea late at night, you should take the all-stop train, okay? So you think this airport train is wonderful, it's reasonable and looks comfortable, and yeah, it's also very clean and fast, right? On time. Yeah, there are a lot of good things about airport train. So you think the airport train is the best way for you? Well, before you decide to take the airport train, you have to know something. You have to think about something carefully. You have to know where you're going in Seoul. Yes, it depends on your accommodation. If you are, for example, taking the express train goes to Seoul station directly, right? So if your accommodation is near the Seoul station, wow, it's the best choice. But what about if your accommodation is not close to Seoul station? That means you do not have to take the express train, right? When you get to Seoul station, maybe you have to transfer to the subway, and the subway lines there are subway line number 1 and number 4. So if you are going to an accommodation near a station on lines number 1 or 4, then yes, express train to Seoul station may be a good option because it's simple. You just go to the Seoul station and you transfer to the subway and you go to the accommodation. Yes, that's simple. But what if your accommodation, your hotel is not near a station on lines number 1 and 4? You do not have to take the express train. I mean, it's not worth it, right? And then maybe you can benefit from taking the all-stop train because the all-stop train stops in Hongdae, a very famous area among foreign tourists, and Gongdeok, a transportation hub, the Gongdeok station that is served by many subway lines, such as subway line 5 and 6 and Gyeonggi-Jungang line. Hongdae is also served by subway line 2 and Gyeonggi-Jungang line. So you have to know where your accommodation is and you have to know how you can get there from the airport train station in Seoul. Just choose the right train for you if you want to take the airport train. What if there is no subway station near your hotel? Oh no. In that case, think about taking airport bus. Yes, I'm going to talk about airport bus now. Let's move to the next chapter. Number 2, airport bus. Although a lot of people love airport train, actually I prefer this airport bus the most. Why? Actually, I find it more convenient than taking the airport train. You do not have to drag your luggage down the stairs. You do not have to go to the train station. You can just take the bus just outside of the arrival hall. So it's easy. You just get out of the arrival hall at the airport and there are bus stops along the sidewalk right in front of the arrival hall. Yes, it's easy, and the driver will help you load and unload your luggage, and the seats on the bus are so comfortable. It's super comfy. You're gonna love it. And then on your way to Seoul, yes, you can enjoy the scenery fully. So there are many, many good things about airport bus too. Well, it takes longer than the airport train. It's going to take about 60 minutes to 90 minutes, or sometimes 100 minutes, depending on where you're going. I told you, Seoul is such a big city, so it depends on where you're going. But I love this bus because, although it might take longer, you can just get on. Before you get on, you have to buy a ticket. You buy a ticket from a kiosk, or you can buy from ticket booth, and you can use cash and also credit card. If you have bought a transportation card, T-money card already at an airport convenience store or from a vending machine at the airport, you can use the T-money card when you get on the bus. You can simply tap the card onto the reader when you get on the bus, okay? And the best thing is that it has 17 routes from the airport to Seoul. So there is a higher chance for you to go to your accommodation directly from the airport. You do not have to transfer to other subways when you get to Seoul, right? If you find a bus stop near your hotel, if your hotel is in walkable distance from the bus stop, I think you should definitely take the airport bus because, it's such a hassle to carry all your luggage in the subway station during the rush hour in particular, when there are a lot of people. So I hope you consider taking the airport bus if there is an airport bus stop near your accommodation. Or if you haven't booked your accommodation yet, why don't you look for bus routes first? When you search for your hotels, you have to make sure whether there is a bus stop near your hotel, so that you can travel easily when you go to Seoul from the airport, or the other way. When you go to the airport from Seoul, you can take the bus from there too. So it's going to be super easy for you. The ticket price is a little bit more expensive than that of airport train. It's 17,000 won as of today. It will be like $12 or something, but I still find it reasonable. So it's up to you. And also for those of you who are arriving at the Incheon International Airport very late or very early in the morning, between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m., the regular bus and the airport trains do not run between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m. So what am I supposed to do? Should I take a taxi? Taxi would be the most convenient option, of course, but yeah, it's very expensive if you take it late at night. I will talk about it in the next chapter. So in that case, there are night buses. Night buses are going to Seoul. I'm going to leave the website here so you can go in there and then you can look for information and timetable as well. Number 3, last but not least, is taxi. We all know that taxi can be the most convenient option, but the problem is it is more expensive than airport train or airport bus. Yeah, I know. The usual taxi fare from the airport to Seoul ranges from 50,000 won to 70,000 won, depending on where you're going. And toll fee will be added to the taxi fare. Normal taxi, like a standard taxi, 3,200 won, which is about a little bit more than $2. And for a larger taxi, like a minivan, it's 5,500 won, less than $4. So if you are traveling alone, it's going to be an expensive option. But if you are traveling in a group, like 2 people or 3 people, if you can split the cost, maybe that would be a good option, right? If you are with like 4 to 6 people, you can call a big taxi using Korea's most widely used taxi app, Kakao Taxi. Kakao Taxi is what locals use the most. And when you call a taxi using Kakao Taxi app, you will get the taxi in a few minutes. There are lots of drivers waiting for the customers. And the taxis are all metered, so you don't have to worry about being scammed. So just get a taxi using Kakao Taxi app. And I was talking about the big group. You can use the venti option. Yeah, in Korea we call it venti option, and the venti option calls for a bigger taxi like a minivan, and 4 people, 5 people get in. When you have a lot of luggage, yeah, no problem about it. You can just put it in the same taxi. So yeah, think about it. If taxi seems reasonable, yeah, you can think about taking a taxi, but you have to know this. This is important. Do you remember I said taking a taxi late at night would be so expensive? That's because in Korea, in Seoul and in Incheon also, there is a nighttime surcharge. Between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m., it's going to be 20% nighttime surcharge. And between 11 p.m. and 2 a.m., it's going to be a whopping 40% surcharge. And between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., it's going to be 20% surcharge. So keep that in mind, nighttime surcharge. Got it? I have talked about 3 main ways for you to get to Seoul from the Incheon International Airport. If you have found my information useful, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. And while you're here, please click the like button and the bell button as well. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Okay, until then, be good and be healthy. Bye-bye.